This is TWiT.
Oh, hi. Let me turn this off here. Hold on a second. I'm working out. And you know, when you're working out, you want to listen to some tunes. I'm not listening to my iPhone, though. I'm not listening to my iPod either. I'm not even listening to my Fancy Dan Neil Young Pono player. I'm listening to something brand new. My review today is of this. Let me take the headphones out and show you my new FiiO X1. It's in the silicone case. I do that to keep it from getting wet. And it's sealed all around, which is kind of nice. Just exposure to the click wheel and the screen. Inside, a really pretty solid aluminum case. This is a high-res music player, so it can play back any kind of digital file I have, not just AAC and MP3s, but it'll even play back FLAC, the lossless compression FLAC, Apple lossless, and it'll play back bit rates up to 192 kilohertz, 24-bit. I mean, the highest quality high-res files. Now, a portable audio player like this wouldn't be any good if it didn't sound good, and they've put some pretty good hardware inside of here. FiiO chose to use the Texas Instruments 1542 digital to analog converter. It's a new part. Audio files haven't really weighed in on it yet, but it does have 112 dB signal to noise. That's very good, a lot better than an iPhone, for instance. Maybe not as good as some of the higher end audiophile DACs, but this is a high quality DAC with a nice sound. Also a very good headphone amplifier in here that's able to power even high quality headphones. I've been using my Etymotic ER4s. These are excellent in-ear monitors, but it'll even power my high impedance headphones like my magnetic planar Hi-Fiman headphones, which take a lot of juice. I think they're 35 ohm headphones. That's a high impedance. And there's enough juice here to listen at normal, even somewhat loud listening volumes. The controls are good. This has not a touch screen, but a nice color screen that has a fairly useful interface. Lots of good stuff too. Gapless playback, that's something Neil's Pono player doesn't do. It also has a 7-channel equalizer with presets. And boy, look at all the buttons on the front of this. Not only is there an on-off button, but volume up and down, previous channel, next track, back, and settings button. And the scroll wheel, unlike the iPod, actually scrolls. You can even hit the big fat click wheel. So in some ways there's actually duplication of functionality, but that's fine. I find it very easy to use, very easy to find what I want. The screen displays album art in color, also bitrate information. I think this is well made. This is kind of a post-iPod portable audio player. I saved the best for last. The FiiO X1 is $100. $100. Now that doesn't include storage, and in a way I kind of like this idea. It uses micro SD cards, and you supply your own SD cards up to 128 gigabytes. So I bought a SanDisk 128 gig micro SD card for $100. So $200 total for storage and the FiiO X1. Nice though, you can have multiple SD cards, one for your workout, one for chilling. And that's kind of cool. Certainly enough to store as big a music library as you'd want. $100 for this. So let me give you the pros and the cons. But for that, I think I need to retire to my relaxation zone. After a workout, it's so great to relax in the hot tub with your tunes. And the X1 comes along with me thanks to that silicone wrapper. It's not waterproof, but at least it keeps splashes off of it. And notice it's even powerful enough to drive these high impedance Hi-Fiman HE560 headphones at a reasonable level. That's pretty sweet. Probably shouldn't wear those in the hot tub though. Let's take off the silicone wrapper and give you the pros and cons on the FiiO X1. Pro, well, it stands right out at you. It's beautifully designed. This is aluminum. The functions are easy to use. We're in the post-iPod era. People pretty much understand how one of these is supposed to work. I love the return of the click wheel. It's kind of rubberized, feels great. The big button makes it very easy to use. It doesn't have a hold button, but when you press the on-off power switch, if you turn off, you don't see the screen, but also the buttons become inactive, so it doesn't really need a hold switch. I like the software. I love the equalizer, the gapless playback. Dark Side of the Moon, baby. Awesome. And it's great that I can do both line out and headphone out, one jack.
The USB, micro USB port means I can charge it with pretty much anything, and that's both charging and data, which is nice. So if you don't have a micro SD card reader, don't worry. You just plug it into your computer, copy your files onto it. 11 hours battery life, and FiiO says they're going to get to 15 with a firmware update. That's more than enough for me. On the cons, there's only I left out the most important pro, the price, $100. On the cons, of course, it doesn't include headphones, but for $100, you have a little extra to buy some high-end headphones. You're not going to want your Apple earbuds in this. You need some good high-fidelity in-ear monitors to really get the most out of it. It also doesn't include any memory, but I think that's great. It gives me the flexibility to buy one or more micro SD cards to fit my needs. And with 128 gigs of storage and the player, I'm still only paying $200. That's half the Pono player. Okay, maybe the FiiO X1 doesn't sound as good to those golden ears as the Pono player. I really can't tell. It sounds great to me, and it can play back all my files, even the high-res ones. It's a definite buy for the FiiO X1. So I'm going to chill out, relax, listen to some tunes, and send it back to you, Father Robert. You can't tell I'm naked in here, can you? Oh.